Hey, American contractors, viewers of the American Contractor Show. I'm here with John Dye at Win the Storm, and I have to tell you, anyone that is associated with American Contractor Show, you are a badass.
Big shout out to American Contractor Show. If you don't know, you definitely need to check out the Storm Summit. They're doing it in excellence. Check them out.
Hey, what's up? This is your friend, Francisco Serrano. If you haven't checked it out, American Contractor Show, YouTube channel, Facebook channel, Twitter, Instagram, all the platforms, you need to go them, like them, start learning about your craft.
Hey, I'm Matt Danskin with Restoration Referral System. Check out the American Contractor Show. The truck that they've got is awesome. Everything else that they have going on.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the pertaining from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Hey, Hellstalkers, we are back with green on again. I barely even had enough time to get the suit dry cleaned. Been worn a couple times already, so sent it off to the dry cleaner on Friday. Had to pick it up first thing this morning because it was time for the green suit again. The green pants are back out of the closet though, and an active day. So Sleepy Little Town down around San Antonio. Those of you that know the song, come on, sing it with me. China Grove. Whoa, China Grove. Yeah. Some big time hail down around China Grove, Texas, San Antonio. The whole metro pummeled. I'm going to estimate that will be over a $1 billion hailstorm in San Antonio. Again, that puts Texas, all right, Texas running their way up. Now, I would estimate that Texas is now looking at surpassing the $5 billion mark in hailstorms so far this year. Okay, so we're just now to May, and Texas has surpassed the $5 billion mark for hailstorms this year. So significant hail season going on right now in the state of Texas. Will that move out of the state? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that as we go forward in the forecast. I'll let you know what we see, if we see anything long-term starting to pop up down the road for something to happen outside of Texas. But so far, we've had multiple storms in Dallas. We've had Austin, College Station, San Antonio. It's been active. It's been active for sure down in Texas. So watching the risk of some severe weather this evening, this afternoon, even going on right now across parts of the southeast. So we're going to take a look at that. Is there going to be any hail? Is it going to be a high wind tornado threat? A lot of tornadoes in the southeast lately. So we're going to take a look at that. And we're going to take a look at the chances for hail tomorrow as well. And then we even got a little sneak peek kind of down the road a little bit. For those of you, our sponsor, the C3 Group, they're hosting a golf tournament. This is for a charity, the Ralston House, an awesome charity. Hell Trace will be there playing golf. There's going to be a lot of folks there playing golf. I know they have a couple of flights, though, that are available. So if you're interested in playing, they've got a few teams, few slots open. Reach out to the C3 Group or just comment on this thread. Maybe we can get somebody to reach out to you and get you a team up there in Denver, Colorado for the Calm Before the Storm golf tournament, May 20th. Although we almost had some hail in Denver the other day, so we'll see how that goes. But check this out. Look at all the hail yesterday. Yeah, it's simple to say all hell broke loose yesterday, right? Look at all this. So we had just an active severe weather day. I'm gonna have to walk all the way across the screen. Look at it. I mean, just it spans everywhere. We had a little cell that formed in central Oklahoma and raced straight north against all the flow, against everything. Kind of a cool little storm that dropped up to tennis ball size hail across eastern Oklahoma, central eastern Oklahoma. We had another storm that came in across the south. This actually dropped 3-inch hail And then we had storms. They were kind of parting the sea around Dallas, okay? So they kind of went to the north, they kind of went to the south. Got some really great footage from a good client of ours, Brad Jones, down in Ennis, Texas. Some straight line winds, just crazy, crazy storms. And then the big boy right down here, San Antonio, again, formed almost right on top of town, really, just to the west side, and then went all the way across, impacting even China Grove. Yep, they got some big hail. I saw some pictures in China Grove of hail up to 5 inches in diameter. 5 inches. Let that sink in. That goes all the way through the decking. That ends up in people's living rooms. They get to buy new coffee tables after the hailstorm in China Grove. That's a significant hailstorm. And again, this one will go over $1 billion on its own. It doesn't need any help from the storms in Dallas to do that, but those will just go on to the impact to make it higher. We also had storms fire up out here to the west of Lubbock. Those raced east, but faded out before they made it to Dallas. A smattering of hail, mostly wind across Arkansas, Tennessee, but we had a little bit more activity over here to the east. You can see across Tennessee, Georgia had a little bit of hail. There was actually some 2-inch hail in South Carolina over the day yesterday. Had a tornado in Atlanta yesterday morning. We went live and covered that as it was moving through the Atlanta metro area. So that's a look at kind of the severe weather activity. Where does it put us for the year? Let's take a look at it. Here we are. Again, courtesy of the Storm Prediction Center. Yesterday, pretty active tornado day. 21 tornadoes, nothing to snuff at. 176 reports of large hail and 178 reports of high wind. These numbers will probably go up just a tad as we move through the next several days. But again, very impactful day across the U.S. when it comes to severe hail. And so far since January 1, we're at 322, 1693, and just over 2,000. You can see, if you've been tracking, if you've been watching us daily, the daily number now really starting to creep up on 2020, which was a below average season. But I got a hunch that we're not going to stay behind 2020 for much longer. 2020 had a very slow May, and things are not pointing to a slow May for the U.S. This year. So expecting this number to surpass, maybe even in the next couple of weeks here, the 2020 numbers that we had. So again, 5-star map yesterday. That's why I got the green pants on. Everybody's excited, loving it, right? Again, $1 billion hailstorm. Here's a look at it. Okay, we actually had 2 storms down here. The one up here by Bourne just went berserk as well. And then look at this thing. Just, okay, China Grove kind of right over in here. This storm just went berserk. Massive, massive hail. Look at some of the stats from this thing. Again, 5-inch hail. Yeah, that's catastrophic. 237 homes, 237,000 homes impacted with at least 1-inch hail or larger. So that's your yellow right up in here, right? But look at the width of this storm. This is such a large storm right here that it just absolutely, I mean, it impacted a lot of folks. So again, $1 billion plus hailstorm. We'll get some numbers in the coming months on that. And again, my suspicion is that Texas over 2 billion, so, or 5 billion, I should say, so far this year. Now take a look at this here. Activity right now across the U.S. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch that's just been issued over in Washington and Maryland. Again, there could be some hail up there, but I think mainly a high wind threat will be the biggest threat. Showers and thunderstorms. We've got a tornado watch in effect across most of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and then a severe thunderstorm watch on the north side of Mississippi there. And we had a severe thunderstorm watch. It looks like it's still in effect for the north side of Georgia with this squall line that's basically coming in. Let's dive in here, take a little closer look at it. Again, you can see several line segments. These mainly going to be wind producers. What we're most concerned about are going to be these cells right up here. You can see we've got the little yellow polygons. Those are the severe thunderstorm warnings that have been issued across parts of Mississippi. Same with Louisiana, southeast Arkansas. Lots of warnings in this area. And it's these isolated cells. These will be our hail producers. And then we do have some isolated activity trying to form in here in this line as well. And so this will be the hail activity. This will be the main wind show this afternoon as well across the country. So that's going to be the main area to watch. Fuel, we got heat. Look at it, 87 degrees down here in Houston, out ahead of the cold front. Dallas is behind it with temperatures in the 70s. Nice to see that temperatures behind cold fronts not dropping below freezing. That means we can rebound and we can reset and we can get right back after severe weather again in the upcoming days. And again, 73 in Atlanta, that's more of a rain-cooled 73, cloudy. cool temperatures in Atlanta. But right in here, we got lots of temperatures in the 80s this morning, and that's really combined with this. Look at this. You can see the lower right here. This is your thunderstorm, but look at the fuel out ahead of these thunderstorms. Dew point's in the mid 70s right now, and what that's doing with those temperatures, it's creating extreme instability down here. Now, we need storm mode to be right for big hail, so we do need isolated storm activity, and we're going to get a little bit of that early in the afternoon, and that's going to give us the best chance for the largest hail, but eventually we'll transition more into a wind threat. As those storms form into a line, that will change from hail to wind. And you can see even as the line happens, the instability drops. This is at 5 p.m., so this is just later this afternoon. You would think it would be hotter, more unstable, but there's going to be a big wave of rain and thunderstorm activity that's going to form really from right now over the next 1 to 2 hours. And as that does so, it will limit or put a lid on that instability. We'll kind of stabilize the atmosphere. We'll transition into a high wind threat as we go through the afternoon. And this stuff really just kind of continues. You can see as we go into tomorrow, this is late tonight, so just after midnight, a little bit of instability down in Florida. We're going to watch Florida in the upcoming days for the next potential hail. So you can see here, model output, look at all the thunderstorms. Eventually they form into this arching, heavy rain, heavy wind producing. We could have some pretty significant winds this afternoon across Mississippi and Alabama. We're going to have to watch that really closely. It could be a widespread damaging wind event. But again, some hail up front early on. You can see this basically, this whole system is going to shift off. We're going to have to watch this stuff up here in Kentucky and Tennessee. Kind of been a complicated system with activity in areas that you're not used to seeing. But we're going to continue to watch all of this stuff live as it happens, so that way we can keep you up to date. Also keep these storms mapped up for you and let you know exactly where they're at. So again, threat for hail today. Here's what it looks like right now. So again, the biggest threat, the biggest hail right now is going to be across Louisiana, Mississippi, kind of back here as these storms develop. That's our best chance to see some significant large hail as we go through the afternoon hours. We dive in here, again, we got Houston. Mainly the threat was for this morning. Storms kind of shifting off to the east. We'll watch it just in case anything pops up. Again, you're pretty unstable in Houston right now. Alexandria, Jackson, big time storms possible this afternoon. Big wind threat, not as much of a hail threat, but up to golf ball size. Atlanta, Birmingham, Nashville, much smaller hail. We're going to go with quarter size, maybe even some $half. But again, mainly a high wind threat across that part of the country. So we're going to go ahead, take a look at the wind forecast. What are we thinking? Well, I mean, look at this. This blue area is not to mess around with, okay? 74 to 95 mile per hour winds. It's getting after it. If you have hurricane force winds, you're getting after it, okay? So again, not everybody's going to see hurricane force winds on here, but there will be hurricane force winds at times, especially across this area right in here. We're going to go ahead and hatch this in for you here, show you exactly what we're talking about. So we're talking about Birmingham, Jackson, not quite to Shreveport. Again, storms moving on past Shreveport now, but Jackson, Birmingham, potentially up to Atlanta. We're going to watch Atlanta very closely, but again, it's going to be a very, very active afternoon as we head through the afternoon. Now let's look long term, okay? So this storm system, you can see so this is what we call a ridge right here. So we've got a big ridge of high pressure, then we've got a trough that digs out into the eastern part of the country, okay? So here we've got north flow coming out of Canada, so that's why we've got the cool, stable air now in Oklahoma after the big severe weather yesterday afternoon. Everything is stable now in Texas and Oklahoma, so no activity for at least for the moment. But then we've got the storm system right in here, and it's going to basically continue to eject out to the east. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to have this big ridge of high pressure that's going to build in to the west, and that's going to keep us mostly calm across the U.S. We still have the trough in the east, ridge in the west. That's not a great sign for severe weather, especially for the month of May. But what it's going to do is it's going to give us small chances of severe weather on the east coast. Nothing significant, nothing too crazy, but it's going to stabilize everything here. But I want to draw your attention. You can see it. Here it comes out in the northwest. Portland, Seattle, big trough of low pressure comes diving in here to the southeast. You can see it just digging in. This is going to be our next weather maker here. So this is at 3 a.m. Saturday morning. Again, we'll see this trough continue to dig into the southwest. That's going to set, that's going to prime us up for severe weather again on Saturday starting in the plains. We're going to watch that very, very closely. Last look at your hail chances across the southeast for tomorrow afternoon. You can see some thunderstorms fire up across Raleigh all the way back down the cold front into Georgia and Mississippi, or Georgia and Alabama. Again, threat possibly even down in northern Florida. doesn't look too significant, but here's kind of what our thoughts are. As you can see, these storms just progress off to the east fairly quickly, and really they don't look too crazy as it stands right now. So just mainly some isolated severe hail, 1-inch hail, periodically could pop up across the southeast. Nothing too crazy. Charlotte, Savannah, Tallahassee, you could even throw Raleigh in there. You could even go all the way up pretty close to the DC area, Richmond kind of up in that area. So we'll be watching this closely tomorrow, but it doesn't look like a big deal as we head into the eastern part of the U.S. So that's the forecast. Again, a lot of stuff to watch. We're going to watch today very closely. We calm down for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, but then we reboot and we get ready for Saturday, Sunday, potentially Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. All look very active as we get further down the road. So as always, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'd love to communicate with you, to chat with you, to connect with you guys there. And you can always reach out to us at 855-334-4245, or you can just go to info@hailtrace.com. Email us there. We'd love to chat with you that way. Or just stop into our website, www.hailtrace.com. Appreciate you guys for watching. Hope to have more for you tomorrow. We'll update the forecast, let you know how everything's looking for your part of the country. Hope you have a great day.